There is a lie that has poisoned your soul. A lie that whispers in the silence of your nights. A lie that echoes louder than the truth inside you. And that lie is the belief that you are not enough. You've carried it like a shadow. It follows you into classrooms, into workplaces, into relationships. It sits heavy on your chest when you dare to dream. But hear me tonight. This lie is the most dangerous prison a human being can live in. Because once you believe it, you stop trying. Once you believe it, you stop fighting. Once you believe it, you stop becoming. And there are too many dreams buried, not because the world was too strong, but because a single lie convinced someone they were too weak. Have you felt it? That whisper that says, you're not smart enough. You're not gifted enough. You're not worthy enough. It doesn't shout, it creeps. It doesn't push, it poisons, and slowly it convinces you that the life burning inside of you was never meant to shine. But I came to tell you tonight, that whisper is a fraud. That thought is a thief. That lie is the greatest enemy of your destiny. For the truth is this, you are more powerful than you know. You are more capable than you've been told. And what lives inside you was never meant to be silenced by a lie. Think of how many doors have stayed locked because you never dared to knock. Think of how many songs have gone unsung because someone believed they had no voice. Think of how many revolutions died in silence because someone believed they weren't the one to start them. And maybe that someone is you. But I tell you now, no more. No more bowing to a lie that was never yours to carry. No more living half of a life when you were called to live fully alive. The dangerous lie says, you're not ready. But the truth says, you were born for this moment. The lie says, you'll fail. But the truth says, even your failures are part of your becoming. The lie says, others are chosen, not you. But the truth cries out, you are chosen too. And I wonder, how much longer will you let this lie write your story? How much longer will you let it hold your hands behind your back when you were born to raise those same hands in victory? You see, the most dangerous lie doesn't come from your enemies. It doesn't come from your critics. It doesn't come from those who doubt you. The most dangerous lie comes from within. Because once you believe it, you start building your own chains. You start guarding your own prison. And you start silencing your own voice. But I came to tell you, Your life is too sacred for that. Your destiny is too great for that. Your dream is too holy to be destroyed by that. There is something inside you that refuses to die. Even when you try to bury it, it keeps rising. Even when you try to silence it, it keeps speaking. Even when you try to walk away, it keeps calling your name. That is the truth. That is the fire. That is the destiny. And if you will dare just once to reject the lie and embrace the truth, you will find yourself stronger than you ever imagined. You will find yourself capable of climbing mountains you once thought were too high. You will find yourself walking into rooms you once thought were too grand. You will find yourself living a life you once thought belonged only to others. But it begins here. It begins now. It begins with tearing down the most dangerous lie you believe about yourself, because the world is waiting for you to rise. The world is waiting for you to speak. The world is waiting for you to live. And if you won't believe it for yourself, believe it for the ones who need you. Believe it for the ones who will be healed by your courage. Believe it for the ones who will be freed by your voice. Believe it for the ones who will find hope in your story. So tonight, I ask you, will you keep living in the shadow of a lie? Or will you step into the light of the truth? The choice is yours. But remember this, your future is too big. Your calling is too urgent. Your purpose is too precious to die in the hands of a lie. There comes a moment in every life when you must decide, will you keep living under the weight of a lie, or will you rise into the truth that was always waiting for you? For the first step to freedom is not money. It is not status. It is not the applause of the world. The first step to freedom is rejecting the lie you have believed about yourself, because the chains that bind you are not always made of iron. Sometimes they are made of thoughts. Sometimes they are forged in words spoken long ago. Sometimes they are built-in whispers that you repeated until you believed them. And those chains are heavier than any prison. You've heard them before. You're not good enough. You'll never make it. People like you don't succeed. You don't have what it takes. And maybe you didn't argue with them. Maybe you carried them, meaning like a secret burden. Maybe you wore them like a cloak, convincing yourself it was just reality. But let me tell you tonight, a lie, no matter how often repeated, will never become the truth. And freedom, real freedom, begins the moment you look that lie in the face and say, "No more." The lie says you are weak, but rejecting it opens the door to strength. The lie says you are unworthy, but rejecting it reveals your worth. The lie says your story is over, but rejecting it shows the world you are just beginning. Understand this: every breakthrough begins with a rejection. Every revolution begins with a refusal. Every freedom story begins with someone saying, "I will not believe this anymore." History is filled with men and women who could have bowed to lies, but chose instead to rise in truth. And so must you. Because until you reject the lie, you will live small. Until you reject the lie, you will silence your own voice. Until you reject the lie, you will walk in circles, mistaking chains for destiny. But the day you reject it, the day you tear that lie out of your heart and throw it to the ground, that day the first crack of freedom appears. And with each step of truth, the chains grow weaker. With each word of courage, the prison begins to crumble. With each act of faith, the door swings wider. Rejecting the lie is not easy. It will fight you. It will scream at you. It will disguise itself as wisdom, as safety, as humility. But you must be bold enough to answer back. You must declare, "I am not my doubts. I am not my fears. I am not the lies that tried to bury me." Reject the lie, and you will walk lighter. Reject the lie, and you will stand taller. Reject the lie, and you will finally breathe free air. The most dangerous chains are invisible, but so is the first step of freedom. And that first step is yours to take tonight. There are treasures hidden inside you that the world has not yet seen. There are dreams planted in your heart that have not yet been born. There is a future waiting for you, a future too precious, too sacred, too valuable to be buried by a lie. But here's the truth: many futures never see the light of day, not because of lack of talent, not because of lack of opportunity, not because of lack of resources. They die because someone believed a lie about themselves. The lie that said, "You're not enough." The lie that said, "You don't deserve it." The lie that said, "Someone like you could never go that far." And so, the dream was silenced. The vision was abandoned. The future was left to die, not in reality, but in the mind. But I came to tell you tonight, your future is too precious for that. Too sacred to waste on doubt. Too holy to surrender to fear. Think about it. Your future holds people you haven't even met yet, waiting to be impacted by your courage. Your future holds lives that will be changed because you dared to keep going. Your future holds the proof of what you were created for. If you allow a lie to kill that future, the world will miss the sound of your voice. If you allow a lie to steal that future, generations will miss the light you were meant to bring. If you allow a lie, to bury that future, history will never know the story you were meant to write. And I wonder how many of us are standing at the edge of destiny, but being pulled back by a whisper that was never true. Let me tell you, that whisper is not your friend. That doubt is not your truth. That lie is not your identity. The lie says, your best days are behind you. But your future cries, the best is yet to come. The lie says, it's too late for you now. But your future declares, you haven't even started yet. The lie says, you don't matter. But your future screams, the world won't be the same without you. So I urge you tonight, do not bury your tomorrow in the graveyard of lies. Do not let your destiny die in silence. Do not let fear become the author of your story. Your future is too precious. Your dream is too sacred. Your life is too valuable. Reject the lie and embrace the truth. Reject the doubt and embrace the vision. Reject the fear and embrace the courage that's been waiting for you all along. Because the greatest tragedy is not living a short life. The greatest tragedy is living a life cut short by a lie you were never meant to believe. So stand tall, speak boldly, walk freely, and remember, your future is precious to die in the hands of a lie.